We need to find the center and radius of a circle where the equation of the circle is given to us in general form. To do this, we need to complete the square in both x and y. Our equation is x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 4y minus 1 equals 0. So to find the center and radius, we're going to complete the square in x, which means we need to add some quantity there to make it a perfect square trinomial, and we're going to complete the square in y. In addition, I'm going to add 1 to both sides of the equation to get the constant on the right-hand side. Recall, to complete the square, you look at the coefficient of the linear term, which in this problem here is 4, divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then square that result. 2 squared is 4. So we're going to add 4 to the left-hand side of the equation. To keep the equation balanced, I also add 4 to the right-hand side. Now let's complete the square in y. You take negative 4, divide it by 2, you get negative 2. Square that quantity, and you also get 4, because negative 2 quantity squared is 4. Because I added 4 to the left-hand side of the equation, I need to add 4 to the right-hand side. Now we factor both perfect square trinomials. X squared plus 4x plus 4 is going to factor x plus 2 quantity squared. Y squared minus 4y plus 4 is going to factor as y minus 2 quantity squared, and that's going to equal 9. So now we can see that the center of the circle, h comma k, is negative 2 comma 2, because the standard form of the equation of a circle is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared, and that's going to equal r squared. So we can see that r is going to be the square root of 9, or 3. The reason h is a negative 2 is because you can think of x plus 2 as x minus a negative 2, so the x minus h tells us that h is negative 2. Similar logic tells us that k is positive 2. So now that we know the center and the radius of the circle, we can go ahead and graph the circle. To graph the circle, what we're going to do is plot the point negative 2 comma 2. Then we know that because the radius is 3, the distance from the center to any point on the graph of the circle is going to be 3 units. So it's best when drawing these graphs by hand to go 3 units to the right, 3 units to the left, 3 units above, and 3 units below the center to get 4 key points on the graph, and then trace in your circle. If you do all of that, you obtain this graph. So there's our center, negative 2 comma 2. 3 units to the right puts us at 1 comma 2. 3 units to the left puts us at negative 5 comma 2. 3 units up puts us at negative 2 comma 5, and 3 units down puts us at negative 2 comma negative 1. Now we have one last thing that we want to do, and that is we want to find the intercepts of the graph of the equation. To find the intercepts, what we're going to do is go back and rewrite our equation in standard form. X plus 2 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared equals 9. Remember, to find the x-intercepts of the graph of an equation, what you want to do is let y equal 0. If we let y equal 0 in this equation, we obtain x plus 2 quantity squared plus 0 minus 2 quantity squared equals 9. That gives us x plus 2 quantity squared plus 4 equals 9. Subtract 4 from both sides of the equation, you end up with x plus 2 quantity squared equals 5. Take the square root of both sides of the equation, you get x plus 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 5. Finally, subtract 2 from both sides of the equation. You get that your x-intercepts are negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 5. To find the y-intercept, what you need to do is let x equal 0 in the equation. If we let x equal 0 in the equation, we get 0 plus 2 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared equals 9. So 4 plus y minus 2 quantity squared equals 9. Y minus 2 quantity squared equals 5 after subtracting 4 from both sides of the equation. So y minus 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 5. Add 2 to both sides of the equation. You get that y equals 2 plus or minus the square root of 5. So your x-intercepts, negative 2 plus the square root of 5, negative 2 minus the square root of 5. Your y-intercepts, 2 plus the square root of 5, and 2 minus the square root of 5.